in an extra. All right, what do you got?
I got this from Jonathan. You say Gavoni, or do you say, how do you say his name? Jonathan Gavoni? Gavoni?
Yeah, Gavoni. Yeah,
Gavoni,
I think that's how I say it.
He was on the Ringers NBA Draft Show. He says San Antonio wants to move aggressively this offseason to reshape its roster. That's great, right? Like the Kings don't have enough to worry about it. Yeah, we got the Spurs, and they're moving aggressively.
Yep.
Quote, everything I hear is that the Spurs want to be competitive next year. They want to be in the playoffs. They're not looking to make this a 2 to 3 year process. I've heard nobody on the roster is untouchable except for Wembanyama and Devin Vassell.
Yep.
He says every free agent, every veteran guard, they all want to play with Victor Wembanyama. That's true. That's what he says.
Klay Thompson. KCP.
Chris Paul, potentially. Yeah.
And Malik Monk.
I don't see it.
You don't see it? Draft guy?
Yeah, Jonathan Gavoni. Yeah. He is. But why don't you see it?
Because like we said earlier, I don't think, obviously if he wanted to, he could. I don't see Malik as going, oh, I want to play for Pop.
Yeah,
I'm sure he could if he wanted, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't see that.
You might be right. Does that outweigh throwing lobs to Victor Wembanyama, though? Think about that. You're on national TV all the time because you know the Spurs going to get their dates. Everybody want to see Victor Wembanyama, the best lob threat in the history of the game. Just throw it up to the ceiling. He'll go get it.
He's from the South, right? Isn't Malik from?
Lepanto, Arkansas.
Kind of Southwest. Kind of
then move to Bentonville where Walmart is. It's not too far. It's not too.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. I still think Orlando makes the most sense, but
if you're the Spurs, no, you're right. That's what I was wondering. You know, we're talking 4 years, 80, 100. What if the Spurs open up 120? I don't know. What if they, that's it. Money's going to talk, pop or no pop. Like, what if they come with a Godfather kind of offer? And so it's scary because at least free agency is less than a month away, like the start of it. We need answers, big fella. Yeah. I'm tired of waiting on pins and needles, looking at Orlando, Detroit, San Antonio. I need some movement. I need some action. I need to know the answers to these pressing questions. It's killing me, Whitey.
What's your 0 to 10? How likely is Malik staying? 0 means no chance. I'm at this point, I'm like at a point.
Really?
I assume he's gone, and if he stays, great. Just all things considered, I just don't see it happening. I hope it does, but I'm not optimistic in the least.
So in my life, I'm a pessimist. I'm an optimist. Like I'm usually look at the bright side. When there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah.
When it comes to this, I'm gonna say a 5. I'm gonna say a 5. I still
think bad.
That's not bad. I'm not a 0.5 like you or whatever it was. 0.3, but I'm at a 5, and that's the optimist in me saying we still got a chance. I'm not a realist though. That's my problem. I live in fantasy world. I'm just giving you the Drape story right now. I'm giving you the tea behind the scenes. I'm a fantasy kind of guy. I don't live in reality. And that's part of my problem. So the reality, the realistic, I should be like you, preparing myself. Oh, he's already gone.
And I think it's all, well, not all, but most of it is just the money. And I think if the Kings are in position to make a competitive offer, $20 million or more, I think he'd be like, yeah, I want to stay here.
Right. Because here's the thing, too. When you look at the Kings, everybody's talking about, his best friend. I don't think that really factors into the NBA, but a chance to win does. And the Kings, if he comes back, if the money was right, they still have a chance to make some noise. You look at a team like San Antonio, sure, you got Wembanyama, but you're still a few years away from really challenging for a championship. Orlando, maybe they're knocking on the door, still young though. But from a winning aspect, I think that's what the Kings can offer more so than some of these other teams that they're vying for and competing for with Malik. It's because, we've seen them make it to the playoffs. We've seen them force a game 7. We know when things are right, this Kings team can be dangerous. I think if you're Monte McNair, that's your selling point. Sure, you got De'Aaron, sure, you got the money that we can offer, but also we're building something here, Malik, and we're not that far off. If I'm Monte McNair, sure, you present the contract offer, but I'm also showing them the free agent plans, the trade plans. I'm showing, hey, here's A, B, and C, what we're doing to compete for a championship.
Maybe even asking him what he thinks of some of those things you could do.
Right,
potentially.
right, exactly.
Now, how about if you're Malik? If I'm Malik, I'm very interested in San Antonio. Just want to know what we got. Orlando, very interested. Also interested in Philly.
Yeah,
those would be like,
Philly.
and the Sacramento's like, well, I think I know, but yeah, I don't want to close that door. Those would be the three teams I'd be most interested in. How about you? If you're Malik and you're talking to your agent.
Philly,
yeah,
Orlando,
uh-huh.
And what was the third?
I said San Antonio.
San Antonio.
But I still don't see that as a fit, but I'd be curious.
Yeah.
But
no, I'm with you on that. I'm like Detroit.
Detroit, I want to know what they're offering so I can get more from somebody else.
Right. Use Detroit as leverage. I think Philly would probably make the most sense. You got a stud big man, an MVP candidate. You got a young, talented guard in Tyrese that you could play alongside. The only issue is they would be a little undersized, in my opinion. But I think Philly can challenge in the East. And if I'm Malik, I'm looking at that.
I think that's the whole key to Malik and his marketability is the fact that because he's a little, by NBA standards, he's not big.
Yeah.
The fact that he was able to show I can play point.
Right.
I'm a combo guard. Otherwise, you're a two who can shoot but a little undersized. That's an issue. But if you're a combo guard, well, that alleviates a lot of that concern.
It does. And do you view him as a lead guard? Like
not yet. I see the upside.
But I can see in Orlando. Yes, I can see that him and Jalen Suggs. Like Orlando really doesn't have a lead guard. They got guards. They got Cole Anthony. They got Suggs.
They've been struggling in that area.
Yeah, but they need a shot creator, a guy that can shoot also, and so it makes a lot of sense for him there.
Yeah,
and no state income tax right down there. Oh my gosh! Now we're talking.
So I'm getting a huge raise per year, raise plus no state income tax.
Now I see why you're at 0.3 or whatever it was.
If I was Orlando, I'd be at about a 7.8 at least.
Yeah, we need some leaks or
but
something.
I wouldn't blame them in the least for doing that.
No, I would blame, and I would never blame him for going for the money. But if he took like a deal with Detroit or Charlotte or just some no chance at winning team, that's like, come on, Malik, I get it, but dang, man, can't you get both? Orlando might give him the best chance at both.
Mike Nussbaum says, all I can say to Malik is the grass is not always greener unless you get paid. Brandon Dietzman says, the grass isn't greener unless you can cover the entire ground
in Benjamins. That's right, exactly. The grass don't have to be green. I'll lay some new sod down there, seriously, I can afford it.
Is any publicity good publicity for the WNBA? Everybody's talking about the WNBA all of a sudden. Next. Drive Guys, Sactown Sports.
The Sacramento Kings play here.